With seeing new trios form almost every single day now, it's starting to seem like the options for Clix are slowly fading away. But in today's video, I want to go over who I think Clix is going to be playing with for trios in 2025, as well as who you guys think he should be playing with. And then we're also going to go over the floor and the ceiling of that trio. So basically just like the potential that they have. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We're trying to hit 70,000 subs by the end of the month. Use code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop if you guys want to support me even more. Follow me on my Twitter if you guys want to be featured in one of my future videos. Without further ado though, let's get straight into today's video. All right, let's start off by what I feel like is one of the most popular responses, and it is obviously the Clix x Mr. Savage x Mongraal. Now for their ceiling and floor, he said their best placement would be 3rd on NA and 5th on EU, and their worst placement would be 13th on NA and then 17th on EU. Now I just want to start off by saying I don't think this trio is very realistic for the start of chapter 6 at least. I heard Clix say that he thinks he is going to be staying in NA for at least the first season of next year, and then he'll see how things are going and whether or not he wants to move over EU or not. The trio of Clix, Mongraal, and Mr. Savage, I think that would by far be probably the most popular trio of all time. For a pure content aspect, this trio would be absolutely insane to watch, but I also at the same time, I don't think this trio would be very good. The IGL of this trio would definitely be Mr. Savage, but I just don't see like a pure fragger in this trio that is specifically made just to play a fragging role. I feel like at this point in both of their careers, Clix and Mongraal are more of like support players, which there's nothing wrong with. Support players doesn't mean you're bad, and I think Clix does still have the potential to be a really good fragger. I would just have to see him do it again, because I feel like it's been a while since we've really seen like a pure fragger Clix since he started playing with Veno. To me, really, their ceiling is like a top 15 in grands, and I think their floor is not even making grands. And it's not just because I'm saying that like Mongraal and Mr. Savage are bad or Clix is bad or anything like that, but both of these teams have a huge history of just getting griefed because of how popular they are. And you guys already saw how bad the griefing was for Clix last season. I feel like it would just get even worse if he were to play with Mongraal and Mr. Savage. And at the same time, I just don't really think this trio would work. I think this would be a fun like cash cup trio maybe, but in actual like stacked FNCS lobbies, I'm not trying to sound like a hater here, I just don't really think this trio would be the best. All right, next up we have one that I thought was really interesting, and he said a realistic trio, not a dream trio. I see two, either Clix, Re, Acorn. Their best would be a top 3 and their worst would be a top 16, or Clix, Yomzo, and Rapid. The best would be a top 4 and the worst would be a top 10. Now both of these are really good options I feel like for Clix. I've been saying this for a little while since I made like my original trios video. The team that I really want to see Clix play with is Acorn and Re. I think their ceiling would be like a top 5 in grands, and their floor would be like maybe a top 15 if they're contested. The only problem with this is we really haven't seen Acorn like ever stream tournaments, and I just don't really think he likes being on stream all that much. And I know Fortnite is kind of getting away from that like pure role playing ability in the game, but I think this team does have 3 very good set roles that they would all play, with Acorn being the IGL, Re being like a pure fragger, and then Clix could be like the support fragger to Re. If Acorn can get over like not liking playing on stream, you guys already know Re streams like literally everything now. That is why one of the like main options a lot of people talk about is Re, and I think Re is a very good trio option for him. I think this is definitely one of the best options. Now one that was really interesting that he also said was the Clix, Yomzo, and Rapid one. Now I don't know if a lot of you guys know, but Rapid is actually an IGL. I'm pretty sure he IGL'd Batman Bugha for like all of the duo events they played, and obviously they went like 2nd place in grand finals and like top 10 at LAN, so he clearly has to be doing something right as an IGL. And then Yomzo I think is one of the best fraggers that Clix could pick up. Also he streams like everything as well, so the streaming problem wouldn't be there for Yomzo, but someone that the streaming problem might be there for is Rapid. I don't know if I've ever seen Rapid stream in general, so him going from like no pressure, like never playing on stream, to instantly playing in front of like 30,000-40,000 viewers when Clix is live for like FNCS qualifiers. And you already know how toxic Clix's chat can be, especially in a trios environment where if one person dies, especially the IGL, or if the IGL makes a bad call, a lot of Clix's chat just blames it on his teammates most of the time. Like I kid you not, I literally saw like hundreds of kids saying that Clix should drop Veno after the first week of Cash Cups they played together last season. If his IGL teammate is able to adjust to Clix's stream and it doesn't really bother them, I think this could be another really fun option. I think this trio has a ceiling of like top 5ing in grands also, and their floor would maybe be like a top 20. I've just never really seen like a mixture of these 3 type of players playing together, so I'd be really interested to see how it all pans out. I think people would also finally get to see how good Yomzo actually is. I think he is one of the most underrated fraggers in the game, and also people would finally get to see how good Rapid is, since they really didn't get like any screen time at LAN, and both of them like never really make content together about their cash cups in general. I would actually be pretty excited if this trio happened. I'm just not sure how realistic it really is. Clix, Kanata, and Bugha. Clix is at his best when he doesn't need to make calls. Kanata and Bugha can handle that. Streaming also isn't an issue with them. Ceiling would probably be top 3, and the floor would be 15th or so. Now this one is also very interesting to me for a couple of different reasons. Once again, with the whole like pure fragger thing, I don't know if there is a pure fragger on this team. Clix would definitely have to be like the #1 fragger on this team, and once again, I think he does have the potential to go back to that. I would just need to see him do that again, but I just don't know if a team of Bugha and Kanata would really work. I don't know if this is just me, but I feel like their personalities would clash together too much, like when they're trying to make calls on where to rotate at. Like both of these players have just been like the IGLs of their teams for so long now that I just don't know if both of them would be able to like work together to be able to make a very like precise call. And if they disagree with something, I feel like an argument could start to happen, and then the vibes of this trio would just go down. I could be completely wrong about this though. That's just kind of how I feel like this trio would go though. Let's say hypothetically everything worked out perfectly though. What is the ceiling and floor for this team? I think once again the ceiling for this team would be like maybe a top 7. I don't know if I would quite put them in that top 5 ceiling yet, but the potential is definitely there for a top 5. And then the floor I think is like a max of like a top 15 in grands, but I think that's mainly if they're just like contested. The pure name power and like star power in this team in general definitely can propel them into maybe like even a top 10 ceiling in grands. Me a little bit more skeptical on like the vibes between Kanata and Bugha, but maybe they'd be able to play together just fine, and I'm completely wrong. But I would really just have to see them play together first before I make any real judgments on this team. Veno, Queasy, and Clix. The best possible placement would be 4th because we know why, and the worst placement would be 12th. Queasy is not a good fighter, but Veno is good but not excellent compared to other EU fighters. Now I think he is presuming that this trio would play on EU. I think if this trio were to ever happen, it would occur on NA. Veno has already tweeted himself that he is looking for a trio with Queasy for either EU or NA. I think the team that Veno will end up playing with is going to be Queasy and Thomas HD on EU. But say just hypothetically this trio did end up happening, I think there is already so many like factors going against them. One being Queasy literally just doesn't want to stream anything. He doesn't like streaming in general. I don't think he is ever going to like streaming. And then Veno already said himself also that playing on NA is just an absolute grief fest, and they would have never got grief like they did in last FNCS if they were playing on EU. It's just really unfortunate for Clix that he has so many good options realistically to play with, but him being a streamer kind of just shuts all those options down right away. For a team of Queasy, Veno, and Clix though, I think the ceiling of that trio, and this is the first time I've said this all video, but is a win in FNCS Grand Finals. Queasy is arguably the greatest IGL of all time, and then you have Veno, who would be able to go back to a pure fragging role, which I've said for a little bit now. I think that really would maximize the potential of Veno, and then Clix could literally just play the exact same role that he already played with Veno when he played duos with him, and I think this would just be a very phenomenal trio overall. This would definitely be like a height-taking, height-meta trio, but it would be so entertaining to watch. I wish this was like a realistic possibility for a team that Clix could actually play with. I just unfortunately do not think this would ever happen. For the floor of this team, I think it would have to be the floor maybe like a max of like a top 7. I know high ground is always a very risky thing, but when you have an IGL who knows how to play high ground as well as Queasy, I think your floor is like barely outside of the top 10. This last one I kind of just wanted to throw in there for fun, but this one actually came from an interview that we got to see between Clix and Peterbot before Globals actually started. Let me just show you guys the interview real quick, and then we can talk about it after.
Is it true? Can you confirm right now that next year we're going to see Clix and Peterbot teaming up side by side?
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. That's the new duo.
That's the new duo.
That's it.
That's out.
And we'll see it 15K a month. I'm down.
You heard it right there. The exclusive together. Peterbot and Clix. We're going to see it.
Now, obviously, both of them were trolling here, and Peterbot and Pollo have already said that they are playing with cold. But let's just say somehow that trio doesn't work out, and Peterbot wants to start becoming more of a streamer. I feel like the best person that could definitely help propel his streaming career higher than it already is at right now would no doubt be Clix. If we had to go over the ceiling for this trio, I think it is obviously an FNCS win. At this point in Peterbot's career, I think any team that he is on, the ceiling should be a win. The floor for this team, I don't even really know. Maybe like a top 10 floor. This team is obviously not very realistic, and it's most likely never going to happen. I just wanted to include it in here just for some fun because I thought it was just a cool little thing to talk about. Other than that though, comment down below who you guys actually want to see Clix play with in the comment section down below. Let's have a little bit of a discussion. Let me know which one of the team names you guys agreed with, as well as which ones you guys disagreed with. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Remember, we are trying to hit 70,000 subs by the end of the month. Use code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop if you guys want to support me even more. Remember to follow me on my Twitter at ChiliKDOG if you guys want to be featured in a future video. YouTube says you'll enjoy one of these two videos up on the screen right now, so go check them out if you guys haven't already. Thank God for another day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.